Not all pigs are created equal.
In the words of E.B. White, these are some pigs.
This is a spectacular example of pure porcine pleasure.
Carlo Pieri is a butcher in the little town of Sant Angelo Scala. People drive for kilometers and kilometers to get his incredible prosciutto and salsiccia Toscana. Whenever I come to Barcelona, I gotta come to this place. It's called Vienna, and it has what I think is probably the best sandwich in the world. So interesting to me. It's like completely unsubtle. It's like in-your-face food. It really is. That's what I love about Korean food.
Race.
Twice cooked pork.
Twice cooked.
Let's see.
Look at that, huh?
Man, I wouldn't mind making a sandwich out of that pork.
Here we go, here we go, here we go. A little sandwich?
Yeah.
It's the best recipes in the world with Mark Bittman of the New York Times.
Not all pigs are created equal. This little piggy lives on concrete. This little piggy lives on grass and mud. And this big little piggy lives practically in the wild. And all of these piggies are much better off than mass-produced piggies who live in confinement and never see the light of day. In search of the world's best, I set out to Tuscany on my quest for pure porcine pleasure. After all, the Italians are known for their ham, sausages, and other salumi. Carlo Pieri is a butcher in the little town of Sant Angelo Scala. People drive for kilometers and kilometers to get his incredible prosciutto and salsiccia Toscana. In Italy, if you have a reputation like Carlo has, it most likely means you're a butcher who raises your own pigs. And who better to translate this pure porcine experience for me than my good buddy, Mario Batali. Mario and I had joined Carlo for a morning of nothing but pure pig appreciation. Mario, as usual, I'm hungry.
It does smell a little bit like a BLT here, doesn't it?
Doesn't look like a BLT though. What do we have?
Well, we've got some basic Tuscan pigs. These will be raised to be made into both pork chops, but mostly salumi.
How big do they get? How long do they live?
Quanto grande crescono? Fino a ammazzare. 200 kilos. That's big.
That
That's a 400 pound
big. So
pig.
these
Questi
are...
quanti hanno? 120?
No, 180, 160.
These are already 180 kilos. These are 350 pound pigs.
So these are almost ready for slaughter.
Yeah. Hence their nervousness.
I
Seeing a
wonder
couple of foreign guys standing around.
why they choose to raise them on concrete instead of in a more traditional sort of...
Andiamo a vedere, gli altri sono anche di un'altra razza, di cinta senese.
The other ones, the ones outside, are the cinta senese. Those are the famous, totally Tuscan breeds.
Oh, let's go check those
There we
out.
go.
Yeah, let's go see those.
Andiamo là.
Well, now I'm really hungry. And you know, in the words of E.B. White, these are some pigs.
I would say the reason you're even more hungry is because these look 3 times more delicious.
Yeah, these
This
look
is a
good.
real way to bring up pigs. They're out in the real thing. It's an entirely different race. This is a spectacular example of pure porcine pleasure.
They look wild.
Right.
Are they close to boars?
Well, they're not close to the race of boars, and as a matter of fact, the reason they fence them so carefully is because they don't want boars to mix in with them. Cinta senese is like the super elevated pig of choice for salumi makers.
It's beautiful. Look at the long, great long ears, the beautiful color.
Schnoz has some real depth.
I'm curious what parts get made into salame and
Cosce per fare I prosciutti,
Always, the back legs are always prosciutto.
always prosciutto.
il grasso
The fat.
per
Il
fare il
lardo.
lardo.
The back fat is where you get it. See, the pancetta is made out of the belly, but the most premium of all of the fats is the back fat that's right on this little shoulder thing here. And that's what they make the lardo di colonato, lardo.
Yeah, I would like to eat all parts of these pigs.
In one seating, or shall we arrange it over a day or two?
Tasting, perhaps.
Let's go see how it translates into the comestible world.
Exactly.
Venuta
Wonderful.
fame.
Carlo's macelleria, or butcher shop, is immaculate, like an operating room. Perhaps that's because he works alongside his wife, Milva. It was coming on high noon, and Mario and I were primed to sample some swine.
Knife and try that. There you go. Capocolo, cured like a prosciutto. The poor man's prosciutto. Not as difficult, not as time-consuming.
Intanto io mi preparo
Pancetta.
Pancetta,
Famous pancetta.
per cucinare buoni.
Anche cotto lo mangiano?
Ah, il vostro bacon.
Ah,
Il vostro...
our bacon. This is pancetta to be cooked or eaten raw. I like it raw. This is a good one to put on the mouth and let you sit.
Ottima pasta asciutta con questo.
This is for carbonara. Amatriciana. They use guanciale.
La mostra un guanciale lì.
Il guanciale.
I like guanciale.
Volete assaggiare un guanciale?
Sì, certo.
First time I ate it, I was a little freaked out.
Most people
Oh yeah, can I have some raw fat, please?
You know what that is, right? The jowl of the pig, or like a bacon.
The guancia.
Is this all right?
Come vi sembrano questi salumi?
What do you think of this salumi products?
Ultima?
Ottimo.
Ultissimo? Massimo?
Questo è salame toscano.
Tuscan salami.
Look how soft it is, you can tell. Either that or it's the sharpest knife in
That's
the
a
world.
sharp knife run by a really good butcher,
Right.
but it's also
That's
pretty
very
soft. It's actually a...
Senti col naso prima. È
worry about the
la
outside.
carne della spalla e il grasso della schiena.
Ah, okay, so the shoulder meat and the fat in the back. And that's why it's those big pieces.
So good.
Questo è lo stesso,
Però più grande.
formato più grande.
E poi abbiamo la finocchiona.
Now, this is lunch for me. Ultimo assaggio.
Mario, questa è la ciliegia nella torta.
He says, com'è?
La ciliegia nella torta.
This is the cherry on top of the cake. This is his favorite, clearly. Taste that texture. That is barely cured at all.
Very fresh.
That's one step away from being raw sausage. And it's good. Ciao, già. Grazie.
Mario and I were both stuffed, but that didn't stop us from taking home some of Carlo's Tuscan sausage. Me? I was off to Barcelona and Las Ramblas, its most happening street. The main market is right there. And there, you'll find black-footed Iberian hams hanging like punching bags one next to the other. And just across the street, the best ham sandwich, in fact, the best anything sandwich in the world.
Whenever I come to Barcelona, I gotta come to this place. It's called Vienna, and it has what I think is probably the best sandwich in the world. The bread is like so crisp that when you bite into it, it's like glass breaking. And fatty Ebugo ham, the best ham in the world. It's perfect. Fancy schmancy food, move over.
Pork is making a huge comeback in the States, so I headed back home to the Lower East Side of Manhattan to get me some. There's no better place than Momofuku, where the brilliant young chef David Chang puts pork, really good pork from heirloom pigs, in almost every single thing he does.
So Dave, we know you're a pork guy, you love pork. What are we gonna do here?
We're gonna cook bosam, which is a traditional Korean dish.
Bosam?
Bosam. It's traditionally with like boiled pork belly, salted shrimp, oysters, some kimchi pickles, rice, and that's it.
That's what I love about Korean food. Big flavors, big time flavors.
Right.
Well, let's get to it.
Cool.
See what we got.
First, we're gonna roast off some strips of pork belly.
So traditionally this would be steamed or boiled, but you want to brown it a bit.
Right.
This is fresh bacon, basically, right?
Right.
Unsmoked bacon.
And while that's cooking, I'll show you a cut of the Berkshire belly.
And Berkshire is...
It's an heirloom pig, originated in Berkshire, England over 300 years ago. Organic, hormone-free. We'll brine this for a day in salt and sugar.
Right.
And then we crank it up the oven to like 500 degrees. So it renders out a lot of the fat. And then we drop it down to 250 degrees and it confits itself in its own fat.
How long does that take?
3 hours. We don't do it so it's like fall off the bone because it'll fall apart.
Right. It's funny, after the salt and sugar cure and the roasting like that, it's starting to taste a little like bacon. It's got a little smokiness to
Right.
it. But that fat is so delicious. Okay, so what do you got here, Dave?
I cored out some Savoy cabbage and just peeled the leaves off it. So this is what we're gonna wrap everything in.
And you just are steaming it until they're limp.
Right.
And you can be able to roll them.
This is almost done.
Yeah, it's getting nice and brown.
Right.
So what else is going in our sam?
First, we have some salted brine shrimp. This is our in-house kimchi. This is called samjang, which is basically fermented soybean, like Korean spicy miso paste. And I'm gonna shuck some oysters. Oysters and kimchi go hand in hand.
It's true, when you make kimchi, you put oysters in a
Right.
lot, don't you?
The funkiness goes really well with the oyster.
So we're basically wrapping in lettuce or Savoy cabbage,
Right.
our 2 kinds of bacon,
Right.
our spicy kimchi, I'll have to use the English since I don't know
Right.
the Korean, dried brine shrimp, the spicy miso paste, and an oyster or 2. Sounds awesome.
You got it.
Okay, well, you ready to show me one?
Yeah, let's do this.
2 kinds of greens, hot cabbage, cold lettuce.
Right.
And no herbs. It's so interesting to me. It's like completely unsubtle. It's like in-your-face food. It really is. That's what I love about Korean food. They don't mess around. Oh man.
3 nice slices. That'll work. You're on a diet.
This is a nice pork dish. Luckily, we have some oysters to cut the fat.
Right.
What kind of oysters are we using?
These are Barren Point from Skookum Inlet, Puget Sound in Washington.
Washington. So this is like as many oysters as you have the patience for.
Right.
Yeah.
Make that work.
All right, show me one and then I'll do one.
It's a messy affair.
I'm sure it's lovely the way you do it.
So
Yep.
I decided to go with the sauteed pork belly,
The baby shrimp.
baby shrimp, some of the kimchi puree, a little bit of the
Spicy miso. What do you call it?
Samjang.
Samjang.
Take an oyster here.
Man, that's nice.
Maybe pour some of the oyster juice on top too. Why not?
Out of my way. You happy with that?
That's pretty good. I'm gonna make you one right now.
I definitely want oyster juice in there. And I'm gonna eat it much neater than you did.
I don't know how that's possible.
No, I don't know either.
Go.
This is like one of these foods you have to eat while you're leaning over.
Right. Messy.
The cabbage, super spicy. There's so much salt in there. The oyster really does it. And then the crispy bacon.
Yep.
I want to try one with the fatty pork. Not that the bacon's not fatty, but
This is the one with the confit pork belly. So,
oyster.
Oyster, right.
I may never eat pork without oysters again.
It's a messy affair, but you know what? It's good eating.
That's great, Dave. Thank you.
Cool.
David Chang isn't the only young chef on a pork rage. Another up-and-coming superstar is a guy named Lachlan McKinnon Patterson out in Boulder. Along with his sommelier partner Bobby Stuckey, they own Frasca, a restaurant inspired by the cooking of a remote region of northeast Italy, Friuli.
I think we're doing some pretty rustic food today, right?
We're doing really rustic food.
And is this a Friulian dish we're about to tackle here?
It is in a lot of ways. It's the idea of using pork. They use a lot of pork in Friuli. This is prosciutto San Daniele, one of the Grand Crus of ham in the world, and it's based in San Daniele, Friuli. And so we're using this idea of pork as aromatics. So first with the prosciutto, once you relieve the skin, you can take off a little bit
Yeah, a little
of
bit.
this meat. Now this is not a prosciutto plate. Now this is for soup.
Right. You're going to use some of the fat, or you're not using some
We're
of the
going
fat?
to use a little bit of the fat.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. And what are we making here?
We're making, kind of this stufato. Stufato is like a stew. So we're making the base.
So we're making prosciutto stock.
We're making a prosciutto stock,
Awesome.
yeah.
That's great. So you're chopping this, obviously roughly chopping this prosciutto, and this is going to be the basis
It's going to be
our
the base
stock.
of it. We're going to grind it.
Okay.
So now what we want to do is we want to break up all the flavor.
Right. Put
So
this
we're
in a
gonna-
nuclear reactor.
Right. Let's fire up this grinder here. And the colder the better with this stuff.
Right, because otherwise it sort of gums up
Kinda
the works,
gums up.
right? Yeah.
Exactly.
This kind of grinding, you think a food processor will work for this?
If it was cut really small
gotta cut
and it
it
was really
small to
cold,
begin with.
you could use one.
Really cold, like almost frozen?
Like almost frozen. Okay, so now we're done grinding.
Okay.
For broth, we want to use a bit of garlic. Now this is a farm garlic, and the nice thing about this is that we're straining everything out of the soup, so we don't
have to worry about cleaning.
No.
Yeah. What I love about this young garlic is there's almost no clove structure. When you cook it, it just falls apart. It's totally soft.
The downside, if there is a downside, is you just have to use more, which is actually nice.
Okay, so that's going in there.
And then can you pass me some fennel?
How much?
Just one bulb's great for now, for this amount.
And so this stufato we're doing, I'm gonna guess that you could sort of throw anything you want in here.
You could throw anything you want. Get some aromatic vegetables.
It's like any other soup. The big difference is this starting with prosciutto.
Exactly. The onions and garlic are kind of a mainstay.
Your technique is pretty good for someone who just graduated high school.
And obviously, the smaller that you cut everything, the quicker it's going to cook, and the more aromatics you're going to have.
Right.
So grapeseed oil or neutral flavored oil.
Are you browning this or just
sweating?
Just sweating. Beautiful.
Okay, and all that goes in. This will take 4 or 5 minutes to sweat.
Right.
And then the nice thing too is fennel seeds and celery seed. A little sprinkle of that. Okay.
You can see it's the basis for just a gorgeous pig stock.
Yeah, expensive pig stock.
Expensive pig stock.
And the nice thing about sweating as opposed to sautéing is that you're not going to burn the seeds.
Sweating, meaning no color to anything. We're trying to keep the stuff moving, keep the heat low enough so that things exude their water without browning. Sautéing would be browning.
Exactly.
So this is going to cook for a while still before they're all soft.
This will probably take another 5 minutes or so to get where we need it to be before we can add the tomatoes. As soon as we add the tomatoes, the acidity just stops the cooking process. We need to get these cooked.
This is good. It gives us a little time for you to get older.
Yeah, gosh, I need it. I can't remember what we're doing next.
So Lachlan, it's been, what, about 10 minutes? I can smell that fennel clear over here. It smells great.
I can see that you've aged a little bit too.
Yeah, we like that. Unfortunately, you have not. You're not keeping pace with me here. So is that the way you want that to look?
That's the way you want it to look. You can tell the oxidation in the fennel. We're fully cooked now.
Okay.
So right before we're going to add our tomatoes, we're going to add just a teeny bit of chili flake.
Okay.
Get the heat back up. Mark, can you pass me the tomatoes?
There you go.
This is canned San Marzano.
So good Italian plum tomatoes.
Good Italian plum tomato, okay? And make sure you chop the tomatoes up so we end up having a paste.
Right.
Without a paste, you once again just can't get that infusion you're looking for. And then we're going to adjust some water. And water's just thinning it out. So water just to cover. There you go. We're going to bring this up to a simmer, and we'll let it simmer for about 20 minutes.
This is pretty fast, actually.
Pretty fast. Okay?
Beautiful.
Can you pass me the sorrel, please?
Some sorrel.
Thank you.
Well, that's another strong flavor in here.
You know, it's a particular flavor. It's astringent. If you like it, you love it. If you don't, you certainly don't like it at all.
It's getting a little fancy here, Chef. Garlic scapes.
I know.
I know they're in season, but still.
If you don't want to use garlic scapes, you could just use really young garlic tops.
Right.
And they're twiggy.
Yeah, you never can cook those to tenderness.
No. And there's no need. So let's add these in. We're within a few minutes of finishing our broth. This is braised belly.
But you want pre-cooked pork here.
We're gonna crisp it on both sides like a pancake.
If you salted this, it would be, and didn't cook it, would be pancetta.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, it's nice.
Okay. We'll lay these in. You know, when you think about this is 2 cooking methods coming together, right? You braised pork. And braised pork will never achieve any kind of sweet, crispy, caramelized taste because it's braised.
Right.
And once it's cold and you can work with it and smear it out like we just did, going back and roasting it gives this next layer to that beautiful braise.
Twice cooked pork.
Twice cooked.
Let's see.
Look at that, huh?
Man, I wouldn't mind making a sandwich out of that pork.
Here we go, here we go, here we go. A little sandwich.
Yeah. Look how soft it is.
We're gonna take these out, okay?
We're almost ready to strain.
We're almost ready to strain. Let's just give it a last little taste. Wow.
Has the pork impressed itself on the tomato?
I'm impressed.
The tomatoes are impressed?
I'm sold, I'm ready. Sold.
You can so taste that fennel. It's incredible. It's almost the dominant flavor.
Put this last process in. Lots of basil. Lots of basil. We're gonna use cheese at the end, okay? A little Parmigiano Reggiano right here.
A little.
A little
put
bit.
that in there?
Almost the whole thing. Okay, it's gonna just melt a little bit and we're gonna strain it all out. Okay?
Beautiful.
Wow. Back to a boil really quickly. Okay, let's get our strainer. Okay, I can smell that Parmesan. It's gonna take a while to drain through there.
Very deceptive. It looks like tomato soup. About as far from tomato soup as you can get. Oh, the Parmesan is really coming through strong now. 20 minutes later, getting older by the minute, but we're just about done here. But I think you're not going to get much more out of this.
Push as hard as you can.
Come on. God, come on, baby. This is a young man's job.
Let me see, let's finish. There you go, perfect.
The color is absolutely gorgeous.
Okay, let's start filling our bowl, Mark. Let's put some peas in. Let's put half of that. Okay.
Just shucked this morning.
Just shucked, and so we don't even really need any heat besides the heat of the soup to cook the rest of this stuff. Okay, pork. Let's chop this up. Okay,
Oh yeah.
there we go.
Easy on the peas, heavy on the pork.
Potatoes, okay. And a little finishing touch.
The sorrel.
The sorrel. Mark, let's pour that hot broth right on top and cook this whole thing. That's great. That's perfect. Let's finish with a little bit of Parmigiano Reggiano. A little reminder of what we just did.
Yeah, we'll use the pound or so in here.
And then, okay, let's try this. Where's the wine guy?
I know he's your wine guy. Wine guy. Wine guy. Here he comes.
You ready for some Tokai Friulano?
Bobby?
We are so
You ready
Bob.
for some stufado?
Oh, beautiful.
So Tokai from Friuli?
Tokai from Friuli. If you walk into an osteria or a neighborhood Frosken Friuli and you ask for white wine, they're not going to ask, do you want Chardonnay, do you want Sauvignon Blanc, do you want Pinot Grigio?
You just give you Tokai?
They give you Tokai. And that's really the porch sipper of Friuli. It's,
Porch sipper, I like that.
it's refreshing, it's crisp, but it's complex enough to go with multiple dishes, and it's a lot of fun.
But I won't appreciate it until I start eating.
Let's try this, guys.
That's some great stuff.
Don't try skimming the fat off the top, Mark. You gotta eat that.
Did I look like I was skimming the fat off the top? This soup is worth aging for. Fabulous stuff. So what's the future for pork? Well, it's my hope that we're going back to the old ways. The way we used to raise pigs. On the farm, where they're part of a whole natural cycle. Pigs are meant to roll in the mud and eat whatever's around. It's the only humane way to raise animals. And it allows us, the human animal, to eat better as well.